Hello everybody and welcome to the question and answer video for 400 subscribers. Yay! Yay!
Yay!
We're all so excited. I'm actually going to start at the bottom, but I'm actually going to jump up to one. Somebody asked, I've already lost it. Oh my goodness. I can't how do you say it? Hachifusa 8? I'm going to butcher all these names. I'm so sorry. Asked, will you show the viewers a picture of your entire Suikoden collection? Yes. While we're discussing all these other answers, you can watch a slideshow of almost my whole collection. It's not going to be my whole collection. I'm not going to include a lot of my bootleg stuff because it's not part of my official collection. There's a couple things in there I just sprinkled in by accident, but
She doesn't have any bootlegs.
other than that, you guys can watch it while we're rambling away. So there you go. All right, so starting at the bottom, the Moneyman 1900 asks, "What do you think is the best monster on all the Monster Hunter games?" The worm. And if it's not the worm, it's probably going to be the Ripper, which I believe was in Monster Hunter 4. Those are my favorites.
Oh, well, this is Helper, and I think Tengars are pretty cool. They look cool. They're robots, and then they can go either physical or intellect attacks.
Don't they have like a British accent too in the anime?
They did, I think, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Okay, and this is Icon. And what do I think the best monster is? I have no clue. I'm not a Monster Rancher aficionado, but my favorite one was the Ruby Knight from Monster Rancher 2 when I played. I've made no bones about that one and about hiding that. I love my Ruby Knight from Monster Rancher 2.
That was a special Durahan, wasn't it?
It was indeed a special Durahan. It was a nice, it had ruby-colored armor, but it was a Durahan, so.
Yeah, I think my favorite monster was probably the worm hair, the sub hair. And then I think behind that is probably the Ripper sub hair. Those are just so cute and awesome. Okay, and then PSN Falcor Brawler asks, "How old are you, Smappy, Icon, and Helper, and Rhodey?" I am now 28. That makes me feel really old. And I don't actually know how old Rhodey is. He's a rescue, and we're thinking he might be 10 by this point. I'm not actually sure.
That's not 10 in dog years, mind you. That's 10.
Yeah,
So,
10.
Helper is also a lofty 28.
And the same goes for me as Icon. I'm still 28 years old, too.
Well, almost 28.
Yeah, you're almost 28.
You know, got a little ahead of myself.
I
Almost
was
my
like,
birthday.
you're not 28 yet.
I was like, wait a second, since when did
I
you turn 28?
I look up to Icon and Smappy. You know, I want to be just like them.
He's almost. Okay. Okay.
One day you'll get there, don't worry.
What's your favorite game that came out within the past year or two? This had to be the hardest question. I've been thinking about this one for days, and I honestly can't pinpoint a single one, so I'll have a little bit of a rambling answer. I know I really, really enjoyed Pokemon Black. I played Black, right? Yeah. I really enjoyed that game. I really like the Pokemon series. It's got good replay value. It was actually had a reasonable storyline. Okay, it didn't make much sense like most of the Pokemon storylines, but it was different than a bunch of people trying to take over the world, you know, and there was actually like a bit of a story and a plot, so I was actually quite surprised. And I liked watching Pokemon move around and jump in the same little circular actions. I mean, they didn't have very long animations, but anyways, I really liked that game. But I also really enjoyed Arsenalico 3. There were some things I didn't like about it. It kind of, I felt like it strayed a little bit from the main idea of Arsenalico, but it was a great game. So I couldn't really decide between the two of those. And Skyrim was good, and Skylanders, but they were, I don't know.
So, as far as Helper's favorite game past year or two, I'd say, I guess, not necessarily favorite, but one of the ones I've enjoyed the most is Skyrim recently. Because it's a beautiful game, it's a huge game, and yeah, I put a lot of hours on it, almost
Yeah,
200.
you like to take the clothes off all the characters in the game.
You know, when I first start off, clothes are very valuable.
Yeah, you were trying to pickpocket everybody for money.
Okay.
That was horrible.
And then for Icon, honestly, a lot of these video gaming related questions, I have a backloggery.com page. It'll be in the notes, backloggery.com/icon. But anyway, I have a list of all my favorite games on that page, ranked in order and stuff for like my top 27 games or so. So the only one on my top 27 favorite games that has come out in the last 2-ish years was Demon Souls at number 15. If you go back to 5 years, though, we got like Fallout 3, we got Braid, we got Cave Story. All of those are like within about the last 5 years or so, and those are all on my list as well. So But the last 2 years, I mean, there's been plenty of good games, but none like that are like my top favorite games ever type thing. So
Yeah, what's your favorite game of all time? Speak it in two. That's easy.
Helper.
Helper, do you have a one?
Mm.
You don't know.
Lots of good games.
I know you enjoyed Morrowind.
Morrowind was fun, but it was similar to Skyrim. There's just a lot to do, like overpowering.
Okay. And then for me, my favorite game of all time, again, you can find this all on my backloggery page, but it's Master of Orion 2 Battle at Antares. It's an old 4X strategy space game, kind of a civilization in space type of thing.
You can actually get it on goodoldgames.com too.
You can. It's like $5 or something, or $3 if it's on a special. So it's easy to grab. I love it because it's like heavy on micromanagement, but a lot of people hate the micromanagement aspect of it. So if you like micromanaging, great for you. If you don't, maybe try Master of Orion 1 instead. Whatever you do, don't get Master of Orion 3. It's the worst game of all time.
I think the next question is for you. Oh, wait, no. Do you enjoy any sports or interesting hobbies? This is by the same person still. No, I'm not much of a sports person. I never really have been. I've tried a bunch of sports growing up, and I found out that I'm not a big team player in sports. Not that, I don't want to be on teams, but growing up as a kid, I was always a little bit too far ahead. Like, I would be like in soccer, I'd stand out in the open, waiting for someone to kick the ball to me so I can make a goal. But, in elementary school, all the kids want to fight for the ball, so it didn't quite work out. And then I tried a bunch of other sports, and I played tennis for a while, but no, I don't actually do sports anymore. Interesting hobbies. I guess interesting, kind of. I'm not sure what's interesting. Obviously, I do Let's Plays. I build Lego sets. I've been building Lego sets since I can remember. I have some really old ones. My favorite is the airport monorail from like 90 something. Build models. I'm actually working on a model ship right now. I collect stuff. I have my Suikoden collection, which you're viewing right now. A collection of German Boy quarters. And I also have a stuffed animal collection. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I love collecting strange and weird stuffed animals. I think the weirdest one I've got is probably a stuffed leafy sea dragon. That was pretty cool. I think Helper gave that one to me.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, that was when we went to go visit the aquarium, wasn't it?
no, I got my seahorse on that one.
Oh yeah, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, but my most recent one is a sloth bear. But what makes him even more awesome is he's mistagged as a harbor seal. So I named him Harbor because of that. But he's pretty cool. I'm actually going to leave the tag on him because of that. But I guess as far as hobbies go, I'm not very interesting. Besides, I play a lot of video games when I'm not working. So it's not a very interesting life I lead.
So as far as my hobbies, well, I'm not sure any of them are interesting, as Smappy said, but video games, enjoy manga and anime, and I'll read an occasional book.
Yeah.
And then as far as I go, for sports, I don't play anything actively right now. I did soccer a lot growing up, and I refereed soccer for 3 years. And then I did some racquetball in college, but not really
I thought
heavily
you
or
did
anything.
disc golf.
No, that's my younger brother who
Oh.
does more disc golf. I mean, I've played disc golf before, but I'm not really into it. I'm not good at it by any means. As far as hobbies go, well, as far as interesting hobbies go, I have none. As far as hobbies go, I love researching projects and stuff like that in advance of doing them. I love to like just think through big purchases and stuff like that for like months and months at a time. I love doing like room layouts. If I'm thinking about like moving my furniture around,
That's true.
it's like every time I ever get any new piece of furniture, it's like I spend like a month planning where I'm gonna rearrange everything. I just have to like move everything all over the place. So, other than that, being a computer scientist, I do kind of build some software and scripts and stuff for fun on the side occasionally. So, I'm playing a zombie game right now called Urban Dead. So if any of you guys have played Urban Dead, you'll find Icon on there pretty easily. I used to be a kind of higher up on the wiki and stuff that goes with it. But anyway, I've written a couple of scripts in that game that there's probably a few hundred people using them. And then I wrote a Safari extension.
Oh,
So
that
there's
reminds me. I used to write novellas back in college. I haven't done that in a while, though.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But anyway, there's a few hundred people that probably using my Safari extension as well. It just does something minor. So I just write some scripts and stuff on the side, nothing major.
Ha, but I have 400 subscribers on my hobby. Eat that.
You
All
wouldn't be
right.
doing it if I hadn't helped.
When is Icon going to make more awesome videos? I don't know, Icon. When are you going to make more awesome videos?
Yeah, so I currently have no plans for more videos.
Yeah, I've been
We
trying
we
to tempt
did
him to do it. He won't.
well, I mean, we'll see. It's not like I'm like ruling it out as a future possibility here. And for those of you who don't know, I do have my own channel. You can click on my username. I comment on a lot of these videos, so you can find me around. If not, my username is Iconic. That's AICHONIC. Please note that's AICH. There's an H in there. Um, anyway, you can go to my channel. I have like 17 videos posted for Full Throttle. For those of you who don't know. Anyway, as far as doing more, the reason why we did the Full Throttle ones was kind of what was it? We just got done with Suikoden 2, and we were just kind of tired of having these big videos that were taking a long time to edit and had a lot of background stuff that we had to be working on and stuff. And what was it? It just kind of sucked the fun out of it. And so I decided to do a Let's Play.
Oh, it was getting really long. That's all it was. It was just like,
Yeah.
it's more Suikoden.
Fun sucker.
Yeah, it was getting annoying for us to do it, and the whole point of us doing these is to have fun. So
Yeah.
Smappy wasn't having too much fun with it, so I figured that I'd do some Let's Plays and take kind of some of the burden off of her for a little bit.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun for me because it was the first time I didn't have to edit a video after recording it. I was like, oh, this is easy. All I have to do is talk.
Yeah, exactly. And so that was the point, was to kind of help us to have some fun with it again. And so, we had fun with it, and then we all kind of got to come back to Smappy's channel and be kind of re-energized with
Yeah.
the next Let's Play we did. But, right now we're all having fun with it again. So I don't know if...
Yeah, I
I'm
know
going
which
to
one
do
I want
another
him to play next, so when I convince him, he'll start uploading something again.
one.
Anyways, what kind of music do you all listen to? I listen to a bunch of random stuff, but my favorite genre is actually classical crossover. That includes like Bond, David Garrett, I think. I know, I just picked up, was it Two Steps from Hell? That was a good one. And then the one I can never pronounce.
Posthumous or something?
No, the other one. Starts with an A.
Apocalyptica.
Thank you. I can never say that. I don't want to butcher their name. That's one of my favorites.
See, as for me, I like to listen to a lot of soundtracks. Movies and video games have great soundtracks.
Oh yeah, video games do have good soundtracks.
And then alternative, whatever. If
Yeah.
it sounds pretty, I like it, usually.
Yeah, I have all this. I have a lot of the Suikoden soundtracks, and I have Artanelico and some Final Fantasy IX, I think. Those are nice.
And then as far as I go, almost exclusively anime and video game soundtracks. I have quite a collection.
Yeah, you do.
And it's almost all legally purchased. There's a handful from my college days when I had some illegal
Or
things, but
legally
they're
borrowed from me.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yes, well, those are I ripped from your CDs too, I suppose. But anyway, but they're all ripped from legitimate CDs,
Yeah.
or mostly. So like 99% of my stuff is legit.
And you've been
But I'm-
replacing all the non-legitimate stuff recently.
Yeah, I've been going through and trying to replace it, get imports and stuff to replace the ones I want to keep. So I'm very proud of my collection. I don't have it listed anywhere for people to go and look through, I'm afraid. So
Sorry.
sorry, you can't see my collection online somewhere. But if you're curious, I guess a lot of the anime series I watch. So if you go to my anime list, I have a my anime list, which will give you the anime that I've watched, and there's quite a few that I've purchased the soundtracks for. So we'll post a link to that down in the notes as well.
Okay, and the next question is, are there any LPers that you get inspiration from, Smappy? Yes, actually. That would be her crabbiness and late blight. I'm going to give a much longer, ramblier answer later on why, because I think that question comes up a couple more times. So I'm going to save it till near the end. Sorry. All right, next person. The Black Foxy. That's a cool name. Can you give us some series or other game you might plan to LP in the future? Can you tell us some Can you tell us some for miniseries like that Doctor one? And for main LP like Monster Rancher. That Doctor game was awesome. Yes, we have a list of things we'd like to record. That includes Monster Rancher 4, Monster Rancher 5, or EVO. I don't know why I keep calling it Monster Rancher 5. I guess it's because it's the original Japanese name.
There's a V in the EVO.
Okay. We were also thinking of Suikoden 3 and Suikoden 4.
Then I'm considering J Cocoon and perhaps doing something with cheating a little bit on Suikoden 2.
Yeah, that's funny. And as far as miniseries, I kind of want to do Princess Tomato. I've been back and forth on that one because I don't want to play anything that's currently on the market, because that would be bad, because I could get in trouble for for LPing something currently on the market because I've
Stealing
actually
business.
yeah, because they could be losing business off me. I know most LPers don't care, but I've actually already been contacted by Konami, but they've already given me permission. As long as it's not on the market, they don't care. So, but after that, I was kind of like, I should be a little bit more careful. And you can actually get Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom on WiiWare. But the more I think about it, the more I realize I don't think Nintendo really cares if I play Princess Tomato. They probably care more if I play like Mario Galaxy or something. So, um, I've actually been seriously considering that one more these days. But I think for the most part, that's a good list to start with.
And yeah, I just defer to Smappy on all that type of stuff. She pretty much comes up with the ideas for what stuff to LP, and I just follow.
Yeah. What programs? Oh, Rise Above Production 1 asks, what programs do you use to record your LPs? We've actually recorded a whole video on how I do this. I'll put the link in it in the comments, but I use Hypercam 2, the free version, to record, and I use Serif Movie Plus X5 to edit. So that's basically it. The
Don't you
rest
also use a tuner?
I use a WinTV tuner, which you can see in the video, because I actually explain everything. The only thing that's different now than was in the video is the Movie Maker I use now to edit, because my editing has gotten more complicated, so... Okay. Suikoden249, that's a pretty cool name, asks, number 1, if you could use one true rune from the Suikoden series, what would it be and why? The answer would have to be the True Earth rune, but the problem is I can't really answer that question on why, because it would be a huge spoiler for anyone who's not played Suikoden 3.
Like me!
If you have played Suikoden 3 and you'd like to know the answer, feel free to personal message me and I will let you know. So anyways. Number 2, Smappy, do you always LP with your friend Helper, or are you planning to do an LP without him? I think I've only done one LP with Helper, actually, and then we're in the middle of Suikoden Azure Dreams right now. It's usually Icon that I LP with.
I'm Icon if you don't recognize my voice.
Wait. I thought I was Icon.
But,
Shh, you're gonna confuse them.
the whole reason I kind of LP is to be with my friends, so most of my LP is going to have my friends commenting as well, but I actually, when I get really bored and they're not around, I'm probably going to do LPs here and there. I started doing horses on my own, but Icon got really upset that I didn't LP with him or something, so he joined in too, but...
I was not upset that you weren't LPing with me. I was upset that you weren't doing it right.
So anyways, horses, which I started... Hold on. Don't jump, Cody. It'll probably be on and off without other commentary, but anyways. What is your favorite Suikoden game? Suikoden 2.
Suikoden 2.
I like Suikoden 4. It's a lot of fun with the runes, the true runes, and just the
Vicky?
fighting system.
You like Vicky.
Vicky's awesome in that game.
I liked Suikoden 2 because of the story and gameplay. I mean, I could be here all day explaining it, but I don't really want to keep going on.
I like to
Okay. Neil Wolf 1991 asks, Smappy, what is your avatar from? That's actually from Suikoden trading card game. I'll pop up a picture of the entire card, but it's actually Hicks's face of him carrying everything with Tengar just going, ha, in the front. And I just love that picture so much because it's so much like them. It's such a great artistic impression of those two. And I just love Hicks's face on it. And I actually like to use it at work a lot, especially when I'm overloaded, because I always change my icon on my IM on how I'm feeling that day. When I'm overloaded, I always use that picture. And I just love it. I went through a lot of pictures deciding what to use, and I thought I'd go with the Suikoden one since half my videos are Suikoden. So, Smappy, don't you wish there were more monster raising games? Oh yes, I wish. There's just not enough. In fact, I'm sitting here trying to find some on like the iPhone and iPad, and they're all stupid. You know, it's like there's just something about Monster Rancher and Pokemon. Both of them were great monster raising games because Monster Rancher, you could pick from a whole bunch of monsters. You know, you could pick based on stats or looks, and then you can kind of form them any way you want. You know, so and then you can battle. And then you had the side stuff of exploring. It was just such a great game. And Pokemon's great because you can't really necessarily change their stats, but you can overall change your team's stats by picking different Pokemon. And then you kind of interact with them in different ways. And those were such great games. And as far as other monster raising games go, I enjoy Jade Cocoon too, but I kind of feel like the era of monster games just kind of ended. And people are trying to bring it back to life on like the iPhone and stuff like that. And they're not doing a very good job because they're trying to be money grubbing dorks. So I don't know. I've actually I've been looking for better games these days, but they just don't exist anymore. I don't know. I should just call Konami and be like, here's my plan for a game and make it.